Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial and I'm going to be kind of talking about some of the things that I learned this 2023 because 2023 kicked my ass. So this is me barefaced and it's going to be like a get ready, kind of chat with me kind of stuff. So I also got some new brushes as well. These are the prep and prime kind of brushes from Real Technique, so I'll be using these for my skincare. Okay, so some things that I learned this year. I would say I started the year off pretty strong. I feel like everybody goes into the new year like, oh, it's gonna be my year, it's gonna be my year. And then shit happens, and then we kind of figure out if it's gonna be our year or not. So I definitely feel like 2023 gave me a lot. I turned 25 this year. So just with turning 25, I feel like my frontal lobe literally was crashing down on me. I was like, I cannot believe like I'm 25. I'm like essentially having like almost like a midlife crisis. Because I was just like, okay, I'm 25. Who am I? What did I build for myself? One thing I learned was give myself grace. Because when I turned 25, like a couple weeks after my birthday, I had an identity crisis. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know what my goals were. And in reality, I did. Like, everything was in the back of my mind, but it was just so intensified. When I first turned 25, I was like, holy shit, I'm 25. So that was like a really big thing. I thought I was like still like a teenager, living my best life, but no, kicked my ass hard. Just kind of like, shit, like this is my reality, this is who I am. So definitely I gave myself a lot of grace this year, and thank God that I did, because I definitely fucking needed it. I feel like this year was a year of like tribulations, trying to see how, you know, how much I can take. And girl, I mean, I took a lot, I did a lot, but shit, just following months after, I got very depressed. And I got depressed because I lost somebody. So, you know, grief is crazy. We grieve. And that's another thing I learned this year. I learned this year that grieving takes time. I lost my childhood pet. His name was Steven. He was a gorgeous tuxedo cat. He was literally the light of my life. Everything that he was literally in my life. I loved him so much. He was 9 years old and he passed away because of cancer. When I tell you I lost my shit, I lost my shit. I literally was like, holy fuck. That was most of my year, just kind of being like, what the fuck? But oh my god, losing Steven was probably the hardest thing I've experienced. I literally was so sad, like genuinely sad, like so scared, because he was my reason to move forward. Like, I loved him so much and he was everything to me. He went through so much with me since I was literally like 15. He was there, and when I tell you that death hurt the city, okay? Because everybody was like, holy shit, like Steven died, like, are you okay? Are you okay? And frankly, I was not okay. I literally was not okay. Like, I needed to leave Texas to be able to kind of get my thoughts together, because I was working from home and Steven would always be there with me, and I was working from home still, and I would look over at the window and he was just not there. And when I tell you that shit hurt, that shit hurt. Besides like everything that, you know, one feels when like someone you care about or something you love passes, the worst thing about it, I just had continuously have to go through those feelings, because I lost a lot of people in my life this year. Is this the year that I'm going to learn how to grieve and process my emotions? Because that's essentially what happened. I had to learn how to process my emotions and try to be sane with it, and that was really freaking hard. Like, I definitely feel like it took a mental toll on me, and it started to affect my everyday life. I was just so sad, so depressed, and at the time I was actually going to school. I didn't go to school for about almost like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I missed basically like a whole what we would call it phases. I missed essentially like a whole phase because I couldn't get myself to like feel better. I was so sad. So I went to North Carolina this year and I hung out with my friends. I got to see my family, and I definitely feel like that helped me kind of take it easy. Yeah, no, it was definitely like so hard, but I am definitely grateful that I was able to, again, give myself grace and let myself feel those emotions. Grateful for my friends that were just there for me. I remember the day that he did pass. Some of my friends here in Texas, they pulled up on me. My friend Adriana and Tiffany, if you're watching this, I love you guys. Thank you so much for showing me so much love during a time that I was losing my mind. Adriana brought me dinner that night, and she was like, you gotta eat, girl. Just thinking about it makes me like, but she was like, you gotta eat, girl. You cannot let yourself go. And then Tiffany came over with a bottle of wine and a wrap, and I was like, thanks. Like, it was so nice to feel that sense of unity and like community. It's just sad. Like, I miss him. I'm always gonna miss him. I got to spend 9 beautiful years with him, and any chance that I get to talk about him, I will, because he is me. I am him. We were meant for each other, and I'm very grateful that I got to experience his love, and I got to experience what it's like to love something, because I found it very hard to learn to love after a really shitty relationship that I had, which, like, we're healed from that, we're good, but Steven gave me that purpose that I needed, and he kept making me want to be better for me. And so losing him was like losing a part of myself. Another thing that I learned this year, just I guess emotional wise, was acceptance. You have to accept things for what they are. You cannot change people. You cannot wish that people were a certain way or wish they would cater to different of what you're looking for. People are people at the end of the day. You have to see people for who they are. You have to see people for what they are. And even it's like the nastiest thing that you could imagine, like, that's just who they are. And acceptance this year has been a lot of like, that's who you are, cool. Another thing that I also learned this year that I actually love is the fact that I got Cherry this year. Cherry, for those who don't know, Cherry is my 6-month-old calico cat. I actually got her, I think, around the time Steven passed, maybe like a couple weeks. And like, yes, in my head, I'm like, you're moving on too fast. But the opportunity was there. Like, Cherry needed a home. I was grieving, and I can honestly say that that little cat has made the grieving process so easy. She made me feel so loved and alive, and a part of me feels that it was meant to happen. You know, things happen for a reason, and unfortunately, like, the holidays have not been the same without Steven, of course, but I've loved being able to just be there with Cherry and kind of like experience those things with her, given that she's like a kitten. You know what's crazy? I don't know if you guys know what the invisible string theory is, but essentially the invisible string theory is like a theory where everything is always connected and things happen, and it's like a butterfly effect, whatever. So my invisible string theory was that Cherry was adopted by the people that originally adopted her on June 5th. June 5th was the day that Steven passed. And mind you, at this time, I wasn't looking into getting like another pet or anything like that. I was just looking into healing and being okay. But the universe had other plans. I got Cherry a couple weeks after Steven passed, and when I tell you, she is the light of my life. I love her so much. She means the absolute world to me. And this is the Cherry. This is my girl, my sweet baby. She's a little calico orange baby. I love her so much. That's kind of just like the gist of that. Getting Cherry showed me how to heal. Like, I was so hurt because losing Steven, when I tell you losing him was literally like losing myself. I could not function. I could not breathe. A part of me was like, oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? Like, who am I outside of Steven? Like, when you grow up with I don't know, I feel like people that are pet people understand. When you grow up with a pet and then you see them getting old, you see them getting sick, it hits different because you remember them when they were a baby. You remember them when, like, they were so full of life. And I just started to notice, like, Steven's health declining. And a part of me before used to fault myself. But, like, I would have never known. And at the time, like, it's so expensive to do treatment on them. Like, the vet that I went to, the first one, they can absolutely kiss my ass. They literally gave me hell. They were charging me, before they even saw him, like a pet, not even like, it was like a club entry fee. You're telling me I gotta pay before y'all see my pet $125? Like, you're fucked up. So these motherfuckers take my money, blase blase, whatever. And then they're just like, oh, he might have cancer, yada 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 yada. I was like, okay, well then how much is the cancer screening? Like, give me some substance, let me know. I look like I have a beard. And they were just not giving me shit. Like, it was just not giving. So they gave me a bunch of antibiotics, went home. Cool. He started to eat again, because that's what I noticed. Steven was a fat boy. He used to love to eat, and anytime there was food in that food bowl, he would run. But I noticed that he wasn't running towards the food bowl anymore. So I was like, something's wrong with him. I know my cat, something's wrong. So that's why we took him to the hospital to begin with. Whatever. 3 days later, he starts feeling like lethargic. So I was just like, alright, there's something wrong with him. And in those days, he usually sleeps with me, but he was sleeping with the other pets that we had. And I feel like that was, he knew. Like, he knew it was time for him to go. And that's what breaks my heart, because I wasn't ready to let go. I was not ready to let go. I was not ready to let him be, like, in peace, you know. And I know that he was holding on for me, because when we took him to the vet, the lady was like, he's gonna pass today. Like, I don't see him making it. He's fighting really hard. He's really, really sick. His gums were white. When I tell you, I was literally in that office about to off myself. But thankfully, I had the support of, like, my partner and my old roommate there, kind of like to keep myself together. But it was definitely the hardest thing that I've ever experienced this year, was losing him. Because I felt like, yeah, people see it as just a pet, but he was more than a pet to me. He was literally like my childhood. He saw me grow up. We moved places. He witnessed the domestic violence that I went through, and he was there through it all. And like, that was my dog. Like, I loved him so much. And yeah, I definitely feel like that changed my perspective in a lot of things. Like, death is so permanent. You need to enjoy the people you have and the things you have now, because once it's gone, it's like forever gone. It's never going to be the same. Yes, I can wear him on my necklace. Yes, I can have his ashes. Yes, I can make things that look like him, but it's not him. It's not him. And there's really nothing essentially wrong with that, but like, you definitely need to learn to like move on and let go. So I gave myself that grace to be able to move on and let go, and I gave myself the chance to be able to love and experience Cherry in her full capacity. And that was really hard. That was so hard. But I mean, enough of that. We're not sad anymore. We're just living our best lives. But another thing that I did learn is that not everybody that's your friend is your friend. And of course, like, it goes per se, like, we know this, like, your mama taught you, like, not everybody your friend, whatever. Yes, but sometimes the people we think are our friends are not our friends, and they're actually secret haters, and they wait till the moment that you guys are not cool to talk shit about you. And like, that just goes to show their character. It's not really like, you can't control what people do, but at the same time, it's like, if that's how you felt about me from the jump, you were always just a hater. You were never my friend, and you don't have to lie like you were my friend, and that's cool. Because I see, going back to that, I see that's you, cool. Like, you can't change people for who they are. Like, if that's who they are, that's who they are. And that's really it, like, really it on that. People are fake, and they're gonna always try to play victim or anything like that, and try to make it seem like you're the aggressor and you're the crazy one. And shit, if I have to be the villain, so fucking be it. Because at the end of the fucking day, I don't give a fuck. And that's something I also learned. You don't have to care about what other people think. Just a projection of how they feel about you. Because a bitch that is getting money and doing her thing is not going to be worried about little old me. Like, let's be fucking real. A person that is on their shit is not going to be running their mouth on the internet, talking shit, talking down, trying to get these little Paw Patrol groupies to fucking talk shit about you. Because, bitch, you're a lame. Like, you're lame as fuck because y'all be kissing ass when y'all somebody's friend, but the moment y'all pop off, y'all not friends, this bitch is this and that, y'all exposing everything. Like, y'all are whack, y'all are lame, and that goes to show y'all were never real. And like, that's fine, you weren't real, but stop trying to paint this picture that you're like the realest in the game, the realest in the team, when y'all are not. Y'all are losers. Y'all let this little internet bullshit get to you, get to your head, and thinking it's some shit. Like, no. No, because let's go ahead and delete that account, babe. Let's delete that account and see what you really are. Nothing. You bitches are nothing outside the internet, and that's fine. And like, there's nothing wrong with being chronically online. I mean, granted there is, but like, I'm not gonna be the one to tell you. I'm over here making a fucking video talking to y'all. So am I better than that? No, of course not. I love, you know, just doing my thing, but y'all bitches are fake, and that's cool. Learned that this year. The friends that I have now are like the coolest. They care about me, and as some will say, sometimes they worship you. No, it's not that they worship you. It's that your friends genuinely care about you, and they feel like it needs to be reciprocated. I look so pale with this freaking foundation. I didn't even put foundation. I put just Dior Forever concealer. I just put that everywhere because it's my favorite. A little powder over here, said that. That's that on these fake bitches. We're not going to continue talking about it. That's the one time I'm going to talk about it, and I'm not going to talk about it again. And if I decide to talk about it again, I'll do it, but I don't. But people are not your friends. Take everything that people do with a grain of salt, because the one y'all are not cool, that's when everybody and their grandma's gonna know your business. And granted, I don't care, because people can talk about me, but they're not gonna direct it towards me. And if they do direct it towards me, it's on fucking social media. Say that shit to my face so I can give you a big kiss on your forehead, because that's clearly what you want to do, bitch. Y'all bitches are closeted gays, and porque uno vive en su fucking truth, y'all be mad. Going back to acceptance, my sexuality. It's something I always struggled with growing up, coming from a Pentecostal family. Being queer, being gay was like frowned upon. But thankfully I have a very supportive mother and supportive sisters and supportive people in my life that accepted me for me, because bitch, I'm fire. Like, what do you mean you're not gonna accept me for who I am, for who I like? Like I always told my mom, los gustos míos son los gustos míos. Like, who's gonna change that? Si te gusta, te gusta. Like, no. So I've accepted that I'm very LGBT plus, very queer and very proud. And yeah, that's pretty much it on that. This year was very like, okay, let's figure out who you are, babe, because once that identity crisis kind of hit, it hit hard as hell. I was kind of scared, I'm not gonna lie, because it's just like you're seeing things from a whole different perspective and you're like, oh, so this is the bigger picture, this is what I'm working for. And it'd be on some bullshit, like just some fuck shit. But those are some things that I learned in aspect of like my feelings. And like, I just feel like at the end of the day now, I'm not gonna let people talk to me crazy. Y'all can talk to me crazy all you want, I'm just not gonna respond, because at the end of the day, I'm standing up for myself. I'm speaking my truth. And anybody that doesn't like that, they don't gotta like it. Because I don't live for the approval of others. I live for the approval of myself. And I don't even live for the approval of my parents, because at the end of the day, like, my parents are going to love me for who I am. And if they decide that one day they're not going to love me for who I am, that sucks on them, because I'm lit as fuck. Like, just period. Like, I'm lit, I'm young, I'm turned, and I'm cute. And this is my prime. Like, I'm young, I need to get my life together. And yeah, other news, other things I did this year is I graduated esthetician school. It took me a year essentially to finish, because I was going part-time nights, because your girl had to work. So I was working essentially almost like full-time hours, because I would work every fucking weekend. I would work full-time, and then I would go to school at night, Monday through Friday. So I go to work Monday through Friday and go to school Monday through Friday, and then work weekends. So I graduated that, and I'm licensed. I'm a licensed esthetician in the state of Texas. How fire is that? It's something that I've been wanting to do for so long, and I finally did it. So I'm gonna spray my face now. Very simple. I just use liquid products, if you are following along. But no, yeah, I finished esthetician school and I ate that shit, and your girl is licensed. And that's pretty much the sum of my year. A lot of grief, a lot of loss, seeing shit for what it is, and just being that bitch. I'm pretty much gonna wrap up this video. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Delmy. I go by Playgirl Delmy. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. For those that do know me, what's up, y'all? Y'all always supporting your girl. Always fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Very simple makeup look. Just something, some substance on the face. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will link some of the products down below. I think I used pretty much all my like high-end makeup products today, which is whatever. But like I said, you don't need high-end makeup to look good. You just need products that work for you and your skin. Like, comment, subscribe, share, talk shit, whatever the fuck you want to do. But yeah, it was nice talking to you guys. I hope you enjoyed my little rant. But yeah, that's just me. I'm being me authentically. And if you don't like it, eat rocks, bitch.